The Café La Habana was a haunt for distinguished old men who came to play chess, smoke their pipes or cigars, and spend the better part of the afternoon dreaming over coffee or beer. It had a high ceiling and was decorated with framed photographs of Havana from the time before Castro's revolution. Many communist exiles from Batista Cuba came here, having fled persecution, and its fame dated from that period. The number of exiles had dwindled as the years passed, but it still had a reputation amongst all those who championed leftist defiance. The place had a long pedigree, having been a favourite meeting haunt in even earlier decades of those Spanish Republican refugees who settled in Dieppe after escaping the wrath of General Franco's regime. Armstrong sat in a corner lingering over a glass of tequila with lime when Lopez walked in. He was half an hour late. His lean form was framed in the doorway by the brilliant sunshine outside. Lopez cast his glance around the place before spotting Armstrong and making for the table at which he sat. Lopez had changed his dark grey suit for a cream-coloured one, and this time he was wearing a matching Panama hat. He gave a nod of recognition towards Armstrong as he approached. Before he sat down, he shook Armstrong's hand and apologised in English. "I hope that you will excuse my tardiness, Mr. Armstrong, but the truth is that I was distracted by a particularly fascinating example of 18th century colonial architecture whilst making my way over here." Armstrong did not reply at once. He was taken aback by Lopez's accent. Unless he was mistaken, it was pure, authentic New England Yankee. There was not a trace of Mexican in it. "No need to apologise," Armstrong finally said. "Can I get you a drink? Some beer or tequila, perhaps?" "Thank you, but no. I never partake of alcoholic beverages, even for the purposes of refreshment. However, a cup of coffee, perhaps a double espresso, would be most welcome." Armstrong ordered Lopez's coffee, and asked for another tequila with lime to be brought to their table. "I liked your tales very much. It was quite an experience reading through them, I can tell you. Of course, they're overly derivative, but I imagine you could easily tone down all the Lovecraftian elements." "I'm afraid, Mr. Armstrong," Lopez said, with a chilled tone entering his voice, "that alterations of any sort are completely out of the question. The stories must be printed as written, down to the last detail. Otherwise, this conversation is simply a waste of my time and your own." The drinks arrived. Lopez calmly began to shovel spoonful after spoonful of sugar into his cup, turning the coffee into a treacly, caffeine-rich syrup. Armstrong looked at him incredulously. Now he understood what was going on. San Isidro was definitely having a joke at his expense. He must have coached this Lopez character, telling him all about H.P. Lovecraft's mannerisms. But to what end? "Why are you persisting with this absurd Lovecraft impersonation?" Armstrong blurted out. "It's ridiculous. San Isidro put you up to it, I suppose. But what I can't figure out is why, so let me in on the joke." Lopez looked up from his coffee and his eyes were deadly serious. "Surely, the only rational answer has already suggested itself," Lopez replied, very calmly and without any melodrama. "You are in fact sitting across the table from a certifiable lunatic."